fabulous release this time. It just surprises me that I'm still here because the because the dilution's rare. I was brought in as the niche market. I was brought in as the niche because it was so weird. It was only going to, there's only going to be certain amount of people attracted to it, etc. And now it's not. And I know I haven't got any more normal. So you lot and your customers have got weirder, obviously, because now it's mainstream and it's just unbelievable. So it's nice to have. To be able to finally do some offshoots and things like that. The first thing I've got is the paints. I've got 6 new paints, same formula as the other ones. There's loads of, I don't know if you know, but I do lots of videos on every product, problems that might crop up and things like that. So always, if you look on the Ranger site, you can head your customers towards them. But every product we've got this time, I've done videos. I did them with Brianna before Christmas, and there's little 5-minute videos on everything coming out, and then we'll do some more in-depth ones as well. So the warms, we've got the Tangerine Dream, the Cherry Pie, and the Pomegranate Seed. And in the cools, we've got the Dirty Martini, the Calypso Teal, and the After Midnight. Okay, you can see up on the boards there where they've all fitted in. That's a new board at the top, so you can see the colours, because people are like, well, what's the difference between that and orange and the other orange? It's a different orange, do you see what I mean? So there's the boards that are up there and all in. So that's the first thing. And then the other things that I'm really excited about is I've always loved to collect little bits of other people's art. I remember 20 years ago sending off some Tisha Moore postcards, and they cost me a fortune in import duties and that. And the idea was I would give them to friends. I've still got them. I don't give them, I just look at them and do. So I've been wanting some for a while. So these are journal pages from my big ledger journal that we've had shrunk down. So they come in a pack there. You can see on that row there. And what's nice, people can just collect them, or they can use them, or they can just be inspired like I was inspired. And if nobody likes them, I get to stroke them all, so that's cool. We also have the same images, but this time in sticky back canvas. So it's the same sticky back canvas that we sell in big sheets, but we've taken these big images and we've shrunk them. Again, I'm a dressmaker, so I sew them and use them in products like things like this. So you can leave the back on and make little products. You can back them, you can sew them in. They can just stick them straight in the journal, just like this. And that board there has got lots of the canvas images on. And the idea is now so many people are getting interested in it, they don't know where to start, they don't know what to do. So I'm hoping that this will just inspire them. This is what I've done, and then they'll do it. They can easily take something, stick it on. Because people say to me, oh, I've just done my first journal page and it doesn't look anything like yours. And I'm like, really? Because it's been like 15 years. Give yourself a break. Crafters are too hard on themselves. They expect to be able to do it. So something like this will just help them pop them in. And we've also, the one on the end is the sticky back canvas blank. Is it any different from the big sheets? No, it's just smaller sheets, and it's just handy. It's just easier to use. And there I did the quotes and things like that on there. So there's those. We've also brought out the colouring sheets. Years ago I did colouring books for my mum. My mum used to love all this, but she couldn't stamp. She didn't want to stamp. She didn't want messy stamps. I used to do colouring books for her. And we had a line of them that went really well. So I wanted to do that again. And the inspiration, again, all the inspiration for things I do come from stuff that I've previously done. So there you can see that was an original tag I made, and then the art department took it and altered it for people to use. Yeah, I like to say it was all me, but it wasn't. So I just did the original tag, and then they did interpretations on the back. Is this going to take away from sales of your stamps? No, because this is the size of the stamps. And this is the different way it's being put together. And again, people who are frightened of dilutions, and people say, I don't know what to do with them. You know, she's got these stamps and they're only heads. What do I do? They're only bodies and things like that. So this, again, they can use these. If you're in my class, you saw lots of different ways that we did use them. The way this is a scrap that I just used on the bottom because I put them on the back of tags. I use them on all sorts. But on this paint, this one here, you can see this is this one. And so what I did was I just coloured it in with my water brushes, and then I just cut part of it out. What you do with the rest of the part, I just use them and I would like do borders round. On the board is on the side, my stuff wraps right round. The board on the side has got every sheet coloured in with my ink. But it's also got some shiny copies on there because the samples in class got stolen. So luckily we had photocopies of them, so that people are like, why are they shiny? Because they're just the copies of them. up there, so that was showing how to do them in tags. The paper itself it's not a watercolour paper. It's because a watercolour paper with my inks doesn't give me enough blendability. So it took ages. It took them a year of me. I'm so particular with my product. They're like, we found your paper. No, we found you another paper. No, they're coming in with sheets. But this one I love, and it doesn't go through on the back. It's really important to me. But I know a lot of you use Copics. I don't use them, so I don't know. People say, will it go through? I expect it will, because it goes through everything else. So I'm not sure, but that's why I only made them one-sided. It's not a colouring book. The sheets just come out fully. It's meant to be. And the thing is as well, and I'm sure the same with you all, I've bought all these colouring books. It's a big, range. First of all, the paper's rubbish, isn't it, in half of them, for me, because I can't use these. If you use pencils, it's great, but also the designs are so small.
Too small.
I'm getting old, I can't see. I can't see.
Fun.
Yeah, and it is. And they're meant to be really relaxing, and I'm like, oh! And then, so I've tried to do, nice big designs that us older people can see, and it's true though, isn't it? So, and I use them as I use everything with my watercolour, with my brushes filled with my ink. Those of you who don't know, I just take my ink, I put it in the Tim Holtz water brush, and I just do it, and I do all the blending. Anything in my journals or on tags that you see is done with these, okay? Anything that's on an image, like this, on a magazine image, is done with paint pens. And again, for 3 years we've been trying to get paint pens. Ta-da! We now have, at the moment, black and white. I'm not supposed to say at the moment, because that implies that there might be colours, but I just do, so. So we've got the black and white. And again, I've been using Posca pens for about 20 years. And even though they've a limited colour range, I've already stuck with them because of the nib. The nib you get in America, you can't get this nib. We only get this in England. It's a really fine nib. You get it's a pointy one, and it's a little bit scratchy. So again, for 3.5 years, Alan's driven me mad, bringing in, well, I've driven him mad, saying, I don't like that pen, haven't I? And he's like, this pen's fine. But now I've got it. And because I'm a journaler, if you look in my journals, I do intricate stuff, I do writing, doodling. So this is the white one, and you can see the fineness of the nib, and you can see how white that is. Can you see the tiny nib on there? Okay, so it's it's fabulous. This one I was like, yes, this is the one, and he was like, this is the most expensive. I'm like, of course it is. And then the black. Oops. Maybe I'll pick the one that I haven't primed. I've got another one somewhere. I'll find it for you, but it's the same. This one I probably haven't primed, which brings me down to priming. I see people do this all the time with the paint pens, and you shouldn't. All you'll do is break the nib. Sorry, this keeps tipping back, and you'll break the nib. What you need to do is you get it, you shake it, you hold it down, you lift it up, you shake it, you hold it down, because the paint starts here, and as soon as you do that, you release it, but it's got to wick all the way down here to the end. And people are so impatient, and I like that. Kelly did it in the office, and she said, oh, this pen's all brushed, and I said, did you bang it? She said, yeah, and I said, that's it. You don't have to be very delicate with them, but you don't do this, you just press it down, and then the ink will come out. Okay, and again, there's a video on that explaining. I try to explain, I'm really about education, so I try to explain everything. The white pen on the plane on the way over, this is what I was doing. So, because I did all that on the plane there, so you can see I did all that writing on the plane. There was some writing at the back, because these I tend to stick things in when I do all my writing and all my journaling on the plane. Things, because I'm an ADHD, I can't sit still. So anything I can do on a plane, I do. But this is the pen, this is the quality of the pen. I'm really, really pleased with it. Okay, so we've got this. It only comes in a 2-pack. It's there, so it's a pack of the 2 to start with, just for ease, really. But some of the stores were saying that they were going to buy loads of them and open the pack and put them into like open stock. So it's entirely up to you. The other things that we've got are, you've come from Tim, haven't you? So has he explained his mica sprays? What's the difference between a mica spray and our perfect pearls? Nothing. It's exactly the same, except these are in our colours. Okay, so every designer has got a set, and there's a board at the top there with every designer's set on. So obviously these are my signature colours. Tim will have his brown, and brown, and Wendy will have like a bright yellow sparkly one. And it's the same formulation. It's a clear liquid and it's the pearl that gives it the colour. I am not a glitter girl. Everybody knows I'd rather stick pins in my eyes than be a glitter. It's just not me, but I do like a bit of shimmer. I do. So the way I would use it would be like that. I would just spritz it through a stencil to get a little bit of shimmer, or I would just spray it slightly over a background like this as well. That's the only way you'll see. So I quite like the fact that they're subtle, like me, subtle. And so we've all got these. They come in a 3-pack, but they're only an ounce, they're smaller. Again, there's a video where I explain to people you should always store them flat, because otherwise you'll block them, because it's like a snow globe. The snow goes up, the snow goes down, it's down at the bottom, you can squeeze it, it sucks it with the straw and it blocks. So you'll find those. So, you know, fans of mine will probably go for these, fans of Tim's will go. So in your store you've got a choice of which to go to. Is it, you know, is the pink in the Perfect Pearls? Is pink? No, but it's very similar. What can you do? There's only so many pinks you can have, and they're just in our range. The other thing that we've all got, did he show you this? Thank you. I'll show you this one. Yeah, so we've got the big pads. Again, every designer has got one. They're the archival. I only use archival. And these are my colours. The only colour that's the same as this is this one. I just went for some slightly different ones here. I don't use this as often as the others will, because my stamps are really big stamps. Okay, so sometimes when I'll take the really big ones, I'll just move it slightly, but I don't like contamination, so I just use my smaller stamps on it and my quotes. I use all my quotes in those, and we're hoping that eventually they'll come out with separate ones. But again, a lot of people that are getting into things, they've come from the scrapbook world or the other world, they don't understand this and they don't want to then go buy separate pads. So this is something that they're like, oh, that's a dilution, so let's go with it. So it's a start off thing. So I think they're a really good idea, but I think the others will use them a lot more than I do, really, just because of the size of the stamps. What else have I got? Stencils. There, as usual. I've only gone for 5 this time. Oh, the tags. The big tags are oh yeah, well, we've always had these, but they're discontinued in the Ranger line and they're now only in the Dilutions line, because there's only me who uses them. So there's the 12s and the 10s, and we've discontinued the Manila in my line, and it's gone into the mixed media, which is the same paper as the journals. Every journal now is in the mixed media paper, because it's the one that does the ghosting the best. It's when you're using the paint, people say to me all the time, do I have to use your journals for paint? No, you can use anything with paint, but you'll get the best results with with this paper, with the inks. So that's what I would say, buy these for the inks, but you can use anything with the paints. We've also brought them out in, here on this, those are the journals. And we've brought out the new inclusion pages, because if you've had me to teach in your store, I frighten people by making them tear pages out of you. So now they can buy them like this. So these pages are single, they're curved on the edges, so you can put them straight in. They come with the tissue tape in the back, and it's in strips, and it's plain, so they can decorate it. But just the way I use Tim's tissue tape when I put it in normally, but we've got the plain one on the back. But it means they can put smaller pages in, they can put the pages in each journal, and they can move them all around. And again, it's the mixed media paper that we've got. And then the last thing, stamps. Got to talk so fast. So a lot of the collage stamps, again, my collage stamps come from the journals. So because people say, how do you have these weird things in your head? I have medication, and they just appear. But so heads, the chickens with their legs on, more leaves. People have been asking me for such a long time, more leaves, more leaves, more leaves. So they're similar, but they're just bigger. They're just bigger to do, because my stuff is mainly journals, and people say all the time that the stamps are big. This is how I work. So little stamps are no good to me, really. But we do them in the clear, always in smaller, so people can have those for cards. The flowers, they're made for layering, so you can take parts of them and you can just build them up there. Bodies to go with the heads, more heads to go with the bodies, more bodies there, and my usual sweet sayings. And I've changed this time. Instead of the snarky ones, I've gone really nice. Like, I didn't mean to offend you, that was just a bonus. And I wanted to know that somebody out there cares. It's not me, but somebody does. So I think we've got 2 of them. Oh, he said 5 minutes, 4 minutes ago.
Who did?
Alan, he came past and said 5 minutes. So again, the usual quotes that I do, which I am amazed. In Britain we can get away with these, but I'm always amazed that you lot love them in America. I'm always was stunned, and we've got worse and worse and worse doing them, you know. So I don't know where you got your opinion from, but I hope you get to the receipt. Anyway, so I've rushed through. So any questions? You go back. We've got 5 minutes to go back.
What's the dry time on the pens?
Do you know, I don't know, really quick, because you know how I write. So, and I've never really smudged anything, because with it being a paint, it's like these paints, they're so quick drying. So, I don't honestly know, but let me just, what's the microphone on? Here we go. So, you see it drying.
If you
Still a little bit glossy.
If you do maybe more pens and colors,
Oh yes, maybe.
will they be opaque or will they be translucent?
Opaque. There you go. That's right. Awesome. Yeah, they'll be opaque because I use them on my
It's easier to lay.
yeah, all this on top of, because these are magazine images that I use a lot of, and it's a glossy surface, so you wouldn't see them. Do you see what I mean? You wouldn't see them on the top. So if there is any more in the future, I would think there will be opaque.